There are many painful stories that come out of the COVID pandemic of 2020. Horror stories that tell of how loved ones died alone, of people barely clinging to precious life, of naysayers and the worst of humanity's instincts coming to the fore. Yet, in the midst of all this chaos and despair, there are stories of heroes, miraculous recoveries, victorious nations, and the most unexpected story of all, the story of how Mother Earth got a chance to simply breathe. All across the world, oceans and normally heavily trafficked waterways heaved a sigh of relief. And although there is doubt as to the veracity of claims of dolphins in Venice waterways, there is no doubt about how much cleaner the usually murky canals appear, and the jellyfish sighting is real enough. Officials claim that the clearer waters are not necessarily a sign of less pollution, but rather that the absence of gondolas stirring the muck from the bottom of the canals has led to settling. Just imagine if there was no muck at all. Sea turtles multiplied without fear and covered beaches in Thailand. And in the Caribbean, undersized fish that are normally the victims of overfishing will live to become full-size dinners on someone's plate.
Since humans began retreating from public spaces in fear of the coronavirus, nature has begun reclaiming its space.
Lions in Kruger National Park in South Africa suddenly realized the humans had left, and they roamed freely, even napping in the road.
Rare video of a Nilgai walking freely on an empty Noida road, and deers have been spotted in Tirupati.
And thousands of pink flamingos have converged in Mumbai to feed. And although we're mostly wearing masks, there is cleaner, fresher air to breathe. So clean in places like India that for the first time in 30 years, the Himalayas can be seen from almost 100 miles away.
As economies around the world recoil in the face of COVID-19, their carbon emissions are also shrinking.
The head of the World Meteorological Organization says the COVID-19 pandemic is expected to drive the global carbon emissions down 6% this year, in what would be the biggest yearly drop since World War II.
Until a few months ago, smog and car fumes were the greatest concerns to urban dwellers, such as those in Vietnam. But now the coronavirus has taken over as the biggest worry for many, as air pollution has dissipated.
As the crisis passes, the questions surface. Will it be business as usual when COVID crisis is over? Or will we learn lessons that will help us to change the future? Will the powers that continue to ignore our climate crisis continue to do so to our own detriment? Or will a light bulb finally go on? After hundreds of thousands of lives lost, economies ruined, businesses bankrupted, millions now jobless, and even more suffering the psychological effects of isolation, it would be a sad commentary on us all if, at the end, nothing has changed. Our world, our problem. Let's fix it.